So talk me through your career. How did you kind of get started? Because I know you've had a few different
Um,
kind of roles.
yeah, so I used to work for my parents, and they were going back to when I'm sort of 17-ish here. I used to work for my mum and my dad. My mum had a cafe, my dad has his own business. So I was working for my dad, and he was part of a networking organisation.
Mhm.
And part of one of his mornings when he was there, someone stood up and said, "We're looking for an apprentice." And dad went, "I know someone who can work for you because he's rubbish for me." He went along and he made me put a CV in. So I put a CV in, I got the job. From that, I think I started working from the 14th of December, 2010. And I think that following Friday, I was at the networking meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
And I was there pretty much every week. So from pretty much 18 years old, I've been doing business to business networking.
Out of interest, which networking group is it?
So this is BNI, this one.
I guessed when you said the early mornings. Be
Yeah.
honest, is it any good?
Yeah, yes, it is, right. I've been in it now for 10 years, right. So I'll give you my honest opinion of it, right. It's fantastic for new startups. It's fantastic for people who are trying to grow, and this is my opinion because it's good for
Hmm.
established businesses as well. Don't get me wrong, but for growing your network,
Hmm.
and if you met me that very first Friday, I think my boss counted and I earned something like 31 times. This that my name is and from going to those meetings, my presentation skills hugely got developed. Now, from the very first meeting, and this is something you were on about before about people, helping you out and stuff. Very first meeting, I started getting contacts. I didn't realize at the time, but people were interested in me. I was an 18-year-old lad. I very first started there. People like to help each other,
Hmm.
like to offer advice, they like to work with you. So over the years of going to these meetings and meeting all these various people, they'll tell you, "Oh, I had this problem last week," or "We were trying to sort this out," or this is happening," or and you're listening to these conversations, these business owners, and going, "Jesus, that really happened."
Hmm.
Or and things that you'll never expect. So when I started my own business and these problems that came up, I've gone, "Oh, I know, I'll give Jonathan a ring, he can deal with this." "Oh, I know, Tony had that problem 3 years ago, I know what he done about that." And because you're around these people, you get to pick up these tips, these tricks, and you have the ability to have those conversations. Today I've launched a new product, which is a pair of weightlifting straps, leather
Okay.
weightlifting
Hmm.
straps. I spent 7 months testing products out, testing leathers out, seeing thickness and length and all this. So I've picked the phone up to a bunch of people today and gone, "Do you know anybody who'd be interested in this?"
Hmm.
And I picked up the phone to a couple of sports clubs, quite
Hmm.
large sport clubs, and gone, "Do you think your gym would be interested in this?"
Hmm.
And we've got 7 orders and potentially 12 going into these sports clubs.
Do
I only
you
launched
know
it
uh,
4 hours ago.
Stockton-based Joe Mafosa?
Yeah, yeah, Joe. I'm a sponsor of Joe. So
Wow.
Joe's a good friend of mine. He's getting a set of weightlifting
That wasn't a planted
straps off me
question, by
next
the
week.
way. I didn't know the
No, no,
answer. I just
Joe.
guessed.
Joe, genuinely, I'm a sponsor of Joe. I met Joe again, and this is what I mean. This is the network. So, if you ask me, what's my key to success? It's networking. That 100%. It's not necessarily about who you know, but it's about who you know and who they know.
Hmm.
Reaching out to people and seeing where their extended network goes. Joe, I sold a belt to a gentleman. In fact, I sold a few, and he went, "Do you want to come to the bike racing thing around the corner?" I was like, "Oh yeah, go on then, why not?" And Joe was there, so I met Joe. I had a chat with him. I said, "Hey, look, how about I start sponsoring you? You're after people to stand there." So I started
Hmm.
sponsoring Joe, and I do him products. He's got a few things up there already. He's got a wallet over there that needs finishing tomorrow. He's got some straps going next week. And yeah, Joe's absolutely fantastic, lad.
Because I met Joe via one of my contacts called Steve Gordon, and it like
Steve, yeah, I know Steve. So
everyone,
Steve was there the same night.
yeah, so everyone
Yeah,
knows Steve. And then basically we had a really good chat, but I guess because my background is, I say, slightly bigger businesses, but the business side of it, we actually had a really interesting chat just because. And Joe's a former guest on this, and Joe talked about how potentially getting into property, and I introduced Joe to
yeah,
some of my other guests, and it is funny how this works. And I
yeah.
would class us as friends, but I'm not as cool as he is. But what you're saying is completely true. And it's true. It's about just building your networking, putting your face out there.
Yeah.
So
And that's it. Purely that's it. That is the trick.